again, welcome back. I hope you all had a nice Christmas and looking forward to the new year. I have quite a lot of stuff I have to get done, so I probably won't put up any videos bar the Friday updates. But this one today is important because I have finally managed to log all of the dividends for 2023. It took a long while because I hadn't done it in about 6 months, and it means that for the start of the new year and going forward I can log them on a daily basis and keep on top of them because it does take a long time to go through them all. So the last thing I have to do for this list is to add in the Canadian dividend stocks, the ones that I had on the US markets. So I'll get the Canadian portion of the dividend portfolio rolling today. So I'm going to put €10 each into all of these, and then I'll have to allow the free funds of the portfolio to build back up to where it was, because this is going to cost about €150. So the first one is the Bank of Montreal, and because it's brand new on Trading 212, the graph looks fantastic, but it's not realistic. That's why it's important to never judge a stock from a single graph, because it depends on the data that that broker has. So the fun begins. That's number one. And I've already made a place for it on the Excel sheet, but now I just have to add in how many dividends it pays per year, which is 4. Then we have the Bank of Nova Scotia, and that's number 2 added in. This also pays 4 times a year. Then we have Enbridge, which is this one here, and that's number 3, which also pays 4 times a year. Then we have BCE. Looks like I might be getting a little bit of a discount. That's number 4, and that also pays 4 times a year. Then we have Canadian Imperial Bank, or I should say Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, and that's number 5, and it also pays 4 times a year. Then we have Brookfield Corporation, which is called Brookfield Corporation on the American markets, but it's just called Brookfield on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and that's number 6, which also pays 4 times a year. And I'll just change this. Then we have the Royal Bank of Canada. Lots of banks. I don't think I'll be needing any more banks when I add in more Canadian stocks. That's number 7, also paying 4 times a year. Then we have another bank, Toronto Dominion, and that's number 8, also paying 4 times a year. Next is Pembina Pipeline, and just looking at this I've realised I'm missing one, Vermillion Energy, which used to pay every month but now pays 4 times a year. Pembina actually has a different ticker symbol on the Toronto Stock Exchange, which is PPL, but that's that one done. I just checked there, it pays every quarter. It used to pay every month. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about that. If anything, it makes the dividend a little bit safer because they're under less pressure to have the cash every month. And I'll add in Vermillion Energy now before I forget. So this will be number 10. And it also used to pay every month, but now only pays every 3 months. And that's another 4. Then we have Algonquin Power Utilities. That's number 11, and it also pays 4 times a year. Number 12 is Barrick Gold, which also has a new ticker symbol, ABX, on the Toronto Stock Exchange. So that's number 12, and it also pays 4 times a year. Next is Fortis, which has the same ticker symbol and also pays 4 times a year. That's that one. That's number 13. Then we have Magna, or I should say Magna International. The ticker symbol on the Toronto Stock Exchange is MG, and it also pays 4 times a year. That's that one. 15 is Suncor Energy, which has the same ticker symbol. So that's number 15 done, and it also pays 4 times a year. And the last one is TC Energy, which also has the same ticker symbol, and it should pay 4 times a year. So that's number 16 done, and that's all the Canadian dividend stocks that I already had. So the ball is rolling with them. And now, because this Excel sheet is pretty much up to date, I can see that if everything pays its dividend when it's supposed to, there will be 2,848 dividend payments per year. And that's Monday to Friday. They're never paid on Saturdays or Sundays. I've gotten about €43 back as a return of capital, which is a tax-free return of some of the money you've put in, but it doesn't affect how many shares you have. And then you can see here year by year how much I've received in dividends, so it's growing nicely. Still going to be many years before it's enough to live off, but it's getting there. And also the link to this Excel sheet will be in the description if you want to have a look through it or use it for your own research. So after all of those orders go through, there should be 746 dividend paying positions, getting ever closer to the sweet 1,000, which is where I'll stop. But that's pretty much it for this one, and I hope that you found this useful.